You can you guys hear me? Just let me know quick. Okay, that's good. Let's begin with the stream. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Um, and more importantly, I seriously hope everyone's not. Um, how could I phrase it good? Like everyone's not losing their minds and their portfolios. Anything substantial in this recent market upcomings. Things are approaching unmarked territories, especially in terms of how bad the traditional markets have sold off. And even though few days back it seemed like crypto is holding relatively well, now Bitcoin, especially today, started catching up with this move down, and now we have almost retested the previous all-time highs from the summer range, which was 73.8. We have slightly front run that area, which is where I was actually looking to bid a knife catch. So right now, I'm still not too confident, even though it seems like a sweep and a bounce. When looked at higher time frame, I still believe after a bit of chop from here, we can get like usually most of the aggressive sell-offs go in a way where you have um one set of aggressive sell-off, then you get a bit of consolidation, then the final sell-off, and then things bottom out eventually. Now I feel like this is the consolidation phase. We get the final sell-off into early 72s and early 72 71, and that's where we can start looking for bottom. So that's the plan for now. But obviously, everything depends on how the New York opens today. Another thing to be looking out is how the countries now react to the whatever Trump did last week. Right, there seems to be positive upcomings from some of the countries. Like, for example, few of the countries said that they're open for negotiation. And even Trump, I think, or someone from his administration replied that if there is something, lucrative given in the negotiations, we are willing to negotiate, right? So, in the end, it's going to be this way, whether it's today or few days later after a bit more of blood. But eventually, countries are going to get into some sort of settlements. So, our job is only to survive and not to just get wrecked trying to knife catch. I did. I won't say that it was a knife catch this morning. I did have a good bottom signal on 2 hours, but that just instantly faded away. So since then, I'm trying to be a bit patient. Now the two triggers I'm waiting on is one, and the one where I'm having the most confidence is that we get the final leg down. We start bidding early 72s, and we are good for the remaining part of the week. Another thing to be looking at is we do have CPI on Thursday and CPI on Friday, PPI on Friday. But let's say we do not get that final move down into early 70 72. Then the other thing I'm waiting on is this red line is the weekly open, which is at 78.4. If 78.4 begins to get reclaimed, I'll start longing BTC with a relatively tighter stop and look for this weekend sell off to be filled back towards the upside into 84, 84.5. So that's the plan. If this is the bottom and we have no further leg down, then we wait for the weekly open reclaim, and then we look for a fill towards Friday close. That's the plan, or else the one I'm more confident is on early 72s. Another thing, by the way, our hype plan is going perfect, right? Like, few people remember, I think we drew this a week ago or 2 weeks ago that it trades into like early $9, $8, and that's where you start accumulating. I think hype is now at coming at a very tempting spot to start accumulating. Like very, very, very similar to what ENA did. Deviates below the listing lows for a while, consolidates, and then goes on to another rally towards the high. So I think buying hype around in between $8 to $9 and then selling around 30, 35 is a really good swing play this year. But coming back to the discussion, ETH looks terrible as usual. No surprise in that. Glad that we got out of our ETH bags at entry after taking some profits out. No interest in bidding it again, especially ever since it has started looking this bad. Um, I think it can eventually bottom around like 12, 1250, 1300, early 1300s, but But man, like it trading back below the bear market range highs, and this actually doesn't look that good on ETH, and I really want to be staying away from ETH. Sol looks decent. I've started sorry, I have finished accumulating the bag on Sol. We were in from 112, we TP'd like 40% of our bag at 147 for a 30% move. Then we started adding a bit back towards 127, and now I added final towards early 100. Now, if as long as $80 is held, I am looking for a move back into ideally 140 and 190. But yeah, I think as long as we are above $80, this is where you accumulate Sol. Anything below $80, then yeah, bull market is over. Pack your bags, whatever. But because Sol most of the time tells you what to expect from the rest of the market as well. Like kind of bull market was over already for alts months ago, but like if Sol lose $80, then it would take way longer time for a lot of charts to recover. So yeah, these are some of the initial thoughts I have, but most importantly, time to wait for US Open, which is exactly in 13 minutes. If we get some New York Open sell off into 77, sorry, 72.5 ish, we'll start looking for longs. Meanwhile, I'd love to know from you people how your trading has been. What do you think about the market? Anything in general you want to talk about or you want to discuss? I know the times are hard right now, but eventually everything passes by, man. Like, remember how bad things looked and how bad everything in the industry looked back in August, right? People were calling for end of things, and then we had what we had. So, I want to discuss refunds. I think, yeah, we'll have those discussions soon. Also want to discuss why no cat was sliding on its ass. But on a serious note, native, I do agree with you. I haven't been on par with my caution signals and with my short skills. Even though there were a lot of really good looking short setups and breakdown setups. But yeah, I haven't been that up to the par. I agree. Stocks also had the 4800 finally. The next level for me seems to me. Yeah, I'm thinking like just one leg down maybe on stocks. Like right now just seems a bit too obvious, right? Like we talked about this area. We retesting the November, December 21 highs, but maybe a little deviation below to trap people bearish that, oh, we are, getting acceptance below the 21 highs and then we start pushing back up. That's what I'm looking at. Maybe this is the bottom, right? I'm not being bearish here, but I'm just slightly inclining towards one final leg down. If not, then this is the bottom and we can start looking for longs later. No, you did great. Just joking. No, native, like, I think these streams are good to be reflecting upon how the trading has been, and it's been okayish, but like considering how much downside, the sell off on alts and majors, in fact, everything in crypto is like what similar to what we had in bear markets, right? And then having such sell offs over the past 2 months, but still not having that amount of shorts compared to longs, right? Like I was looking at my trading tracker, and the ratio from shorts to long have been very low by my side, which is not that good. So that's one thing to be working on. Mondays, yeah, like usually I bet on Mondays being the bottom, similar to what we had last Monday. But like I feel like we also have CPI and PPI this week, right? So even if this is the bottom, I don't think we get like instant up only, right? Usually we don't get that right before big macro numbers coming out on this week. So let's see. How is your engagement in a corner and stream so we can guess how we are? It's very low, so we are close to a bottom. It's way in fact it's low throughout the group, and not only this Discord but also on Twitter. Seems like people are The tourists are going away forever. Yeah, Fartcoin we didn't get filled, sad. But it's still insane how strong Fartcoin has been. I think Tree News, like lately, I don't have that good of a feeling about most of these aggregated news terminals. Because I don't know they I'm not saying they've spread misinformation, but the way they present information uh isn't something that. But yeah, like Tree News and DB New TradFi DB and the Crypto DB one, the both DBs, I think they are good to be following. Fed emergency meeting is a false news for real. Could be, yeah, maybe. I mostly look like for the macroeconomic newses that are not related to crypto. I mostly look at DB News TradFi. Like for example, I don't see any emergency news, emergency meeting news on this page. So I think it's pretty decent in terms of reliability. This one, 6 minutes to go. The meeting is today, but was scheduled last week. Nice. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like these terminals aren't spreading like they are not giving us fake newses, but the way they word up things, like there is a meeting, but it wasn't emergency meeting, right? So they're just trying to, I don't know, like what's the motive behind it, but lately it's been a lot. Pakistan appointed CZ as advisor. What? Advisor for what? And how did Pakistan even reach out to him? What? Wait a minute, wait a minute. What's happening, man? When did my country become so um what's it called? Pakistan appoints CZ as strategic advisor on crypto? Ah man. Like just a year ago they were banning Binance and Binance P2P transactions and stuff like that. Like I have almost my $300 still stuck and government not releasing it. But now they're appointing CZ as the crypto advisor, which is like interesting. Probably time to leave Pakistan soon. Because one of the reason I loved it was no taxes, no regulations, no KYC. Now it seems like things would be changing in a short period of time. No, I don't care about that $300. More I care about is having crypto regulations, which we didn't for a decade. Yeah, probably. I mean, isn't the most obvious thing that the stocks are going to dump on open? Yeah, but at the same time, like obvious or not, let's see. Just 4 minutes to go. I really like to thesis about forming the bottom Monday New York Open. I most of the time present that thesis and it works out good, but this time I'm not because I feel like we get one more leg down. They mostly work good. Like I said, we are going to bottom on Monday last Monday, and we did, which was this and multiple previous Mondays. But this time feels like a little different. I know maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. President Trump says, "Don't be weak, don't be stupid, don't panic." Yeah, like believe your president, man. He said you are going to win so much. You'll get tired of winning. You'll say, Mr. President, please, please stop. That's too much winning. And then you'll make billions and billions and trillions and trillions. Also, don't forget to say thank you. Thank you to your government. 1 minute to go. I will probably give a BTC limit. Like, I don't want to FUD anyone out who is in a long right now, right? Like, but if I see us bleeding to closer to the lows, I'll start pushing out limits. But if anyone on the stream wants to place one, I am looking to bid like 72.45, like 72.72450. Stop loss like below 69. We'll see, but yeah, something like that. US Open. Hmm. Yeah, I switched to 1 minute because why not? Stocks still selling off at open. Let's see. Usually fade the first move, I agree, but do not fade the first move on a 1 minute chart, right? The first move to be faded is like wait for 10-15 minutes. If we aggressively push up in the first 15 minutes, and then that's what you start to fade. But let's see. Is there any alt on the day? In fact, there were many, man. Like, this was such a bad fumble from me. Like, I got all the confirmation. I switched to Coinalyze. There was constant OI push up. Spot was bidding heavy. And then I opened up my phone to, enter on Bybit and Discord to type it out for the people. And by the time I was typing it, it just rallied up and it went up like 40% almost. There are a few of the shitcoins that are running good. And non shitcoins, I think Grass has been looking really good. Few others as well. But first, let's focus on this Bitcoin New York Open. Sorry, I missed the name. Which platform are you using to track spot bids, open interest, etc.? Coinalize. Let me type it out for you. Coin. Yeah. Google it up. The first link that comes, open it. I'm tempted so much to like ignore crypto for a while and start max longing S&P. Like gradually from here down to like whatever Trump gives. 4600 would be really nice if we get. Reaper, the issue is like lately, I agree, like the volatility and the cleanliness of price action is way better about stocks. But when like good days return on crypto, it's 100x better than traditional markets at the same time, right? You don't get shit coins and meme coins runs and stuff like what we have in crypto in traditional markets. Then you are just a simple 1% move trader with a 0.5% stop loss. I don't think a lot of people can do that for a longer period of time, especially after you have been in crypto for a long time. Where do you long SPX 500? Yeah, that's one thing that's making me lazy, to be honest, because I think Robinhood, I was assuming Robinhood works here, but a friend told me it doesn't, and then I have to now like get an app and then contact another guy who could give me an account to be then able to trade US equities and stocks, which is a like few hours long task. But usually, I think like those who trade traditional markets usually recommend like you can use Robinhood, few others. You can go to there is another channel in here regarding stocks, right? Maybe Native could direct you to there. You can ask about trading stocks there. What was the name of, yeah, stocks? This one, hashtag stocks. Yeah. Not too positive of a start, especially on stocks. Like S&P is down 1.5% since open. What's your experience on opening continuation? It was around continuation or 50-50. Reaper depends. Like I think I all two things to be looking at always at New York Open. One is how Coinbase is doing, because most of the volume you get from the US and the traditional US traditional markets is through Coinbase, right? Even most of the ETFs trade through Coinbase and return. So one is to be looking at how Coinbase is doing at open, and secondly, what's the first 15-minute move off on the open, right? Like if during first especially if during first 15 minutes we are pushing up with not much of Coinbase bidding, it's just led by perps, then it's always a really good trade to be fading that move back towards the US open price area, right? For just a immediate instant Burj Khalifa. Same goes for instant sell off, which is not led by spot and it's just people puking their positions. So now, what was the question actually? Experience in opening. So yeah, my answer is that US Open are interesting in a way where you can react with a good probability, but to predict US Open beforehand, I don't think there is any data to do so, right? It's always both sides. So you just like wait first 15 minutes for the market to tell you how people are looking to trade the remaining part of US Open, US session, and then you react accordingly. Hmm. Which way? So far, nothing like too positive, to be honest. Like, I could see us bleeding back to the lows. If we lose 75K, that's where I'll start pushing out some lower limits. Those limits would include early 70s on Bitcoin. Uh, what other? Somehow, I still think we can get our limits on Fartcoin filled eventually, which is like around here. I don't know how that would be possible, but let's see. What other things I'm looking to bid? Like Sol around 85 for a leverage long, Bitcoin early 70s. ETH I'm not touching, especially on leverage. Let's see. MKR and AVE. Let's see. Not a bad area. Like level wise, it's really good. The high time frame level it is retesting, but in terms of strength, I would say they are better alts, right? Like I'm really interested in seeing how I think once market bottoms today or tomorrow, grass runs strong. It has been trying to break up, but BTC has been constantly selling off, but yet it just it's consolidating. And eventually I think it gives a strong like a 30-40% run. So I'm looking to build some position on grass soon. Um Dominance has starting falling off. Interesting. Interesting. Wow, stocks are back to the lows. This doesn't look good. So stocks have erased the entire like uh post Asia session close bounce that we had, right? So we got this bounce once the Asian markets closed 4.5%, and now we have retraced the entire bounce. Not looking good. Yosha, how you doing, brother? No one talks about grass, yeah? I feel like it breaks out soon, so I have my eyes on grass. Uh, what do you think about Tau? Tau looks bad on higher time frame. Like I know a lot of people in this group are having a Tau bag, but let's look at the chart. What is the same SPX level? Yeah, I think 4600 is a next area to have. Wow, this looks bad, man. Like it's now trading below the summer range lows. Not a good area. Like before buying Tau, the least I would wait for is let's look at the Mexi chart because that's the one with the longest price action. Yeah, this looks bad, man. For real. Like I think I have seen these structures. FET had a similar top before it went to zero. Mm. Yeah, but I think at some point we're getting to the territory where you're gonna have to buy stuff that looks shit and pray if you're trying to play these older coins. I agree 100% sure with that. Like for example, things weren't looking that good during 20 summer 23, right? When alts eventually bottomed and we had this current bull run. But the point is, like if we study the for example 2023 on alts, we can take any of the example, like which alt we can see, like maybe this. Yeah, I feel like most of the alts are at this stage, right, where they are around bottom in terms of price. But if you are buying and thinking that they just go up only right from here, that's something people are not going to get, right? I think the issue is that these charts look bad, and the reason I say these look bad is because these would take time to recover, not in terms of price but in terms of time. Because like once you get moves like these, like higher time frame Burj Khalifas, not only once, twice, you don't expect the third rally to come right after that, right? You get some long consolidations, and then like few months of consolidations, you can say like, okay, now we can start looking for breakouts and range breaks. The reason I'm not too confident on Tau, even in terms of prices, it's breaking like how long it's been, 23 November till April. It's almost like more than 1.5 year of range, and now it's breaking below that range lows. So not too sure. Like, okay, it could be a deviation and stuff, but you're better off. Like, the least you can do is just wait for these range lows to be reclaimed, and then maybe you can start buying. But till then, I'll consider it as a aggressive break of the range, and rather I'll like, I don't want to fud anyone out having a Tau bag, to be honest, but I think you can get like mid one to hundreds to be buying the sweep of wick into this demand or the listing highs or something. Like, yeah, at least like I think 150, 150, 155 is a good area. Like, if I have to do a guesswork on how I can see this chart playing out, is something like this over the next few months, and then probably towards like end of year, last quarter, we start rallying on alts. This is how I expect most of the alts to play out, where I think some of them go a bit further down, but they are closer to a bottom, but at the same time, they just don't give any run soon, like accumulate. And so, anyone asking about Tau, this is my high time frame thoughts personally. Okay, now I remember what exactly does this chart look like. Not exactly, but somehow. No? Like the McDonald's pattern, which Whiff had, and it broke down. And the least you had to do was just wait for Whiff to reclaim back the lost range lows before buying. And ever since it lost this 1.4 area, it just went to zero, right? I'm not saying Tau has to repeat the same, but all I'm saying is these McDonald's patterns, just either wait for a reclaim or a bit lower. Do not be aggressive on buying once they break down. 90% of alts have the McDonald's pattern. That's my point, right? I'm not saying all those 90% just go down only. Or I'm saying that McDonald's patterns take time to recover, right? So in my opinion, these patterns on higher time frame, they either just go down only, similar to what WIF did, or they go into a range like this, right, where they give a fake breakout, breakdown, accumulate for a few months, and then they go on to another rally, right? So either way, I don't see any McDonald's pattern that just go up only right from here, right? Especially if that pattern is appearing on higher time frames. From what I've seen, McDonald patterns do not recover if they fall below. I'll disagree. Let's see if I can remember a McDonald's pattern that broke to the upside eventually after some ranging. Hmm, Pepe. Wait a minute. What's okay? Nice buyback. Hmm. Hmm. Imagine the tariff stuff gets 100% sure, like eventually it is going to get sorted out. And I do think overall I am bullish for the month of April, and that still remains, right? I have been advising people to just stay patient till we are done with CPI and PPI this Thursday and Friday. Once we are done with that, I am bullish for the remaining April, and these countries are eventually going to sort things out, and then we are going to get squeezes. Because remember the last time when the tariffs got really scary and people were uncertain was, I think it was this one, right? Where, yeah, the late Feb sell off, where we sold off heavy. Then the very next day on a Monday, I believe, right? It was okay. Maybe I'm confused. No, actually, it was this. Yeah, yeah, I remember. It was when Trump was only targeting Mexico and Canada, if you remember, right? So it was 2nd of Feb. We sold off heavy during the weekend. Then Mexico and Canada sorted things out, and Trump said that he's going to delay. And then within few hours, we pushed from like 92 to 100K, which was almost like a 13-14% push up, 12% push up. So we are going to get the same once these countries begin to sort things out. But all we talked about also was in terms of higher time frames, right? Short term, I do think we are up for a squeeze rally. Bought some hype. I want to call that hype play for the group, to be honest. Like those who following me, I've been telling them about waiting for anything below $10 to be start buying. Even though it's already up like 14% from today's pullback, but eventually I do think hype runs towards like 30-35 by this year end. So look to like gradually accumulate around these levels on hype. Yeah, hype. I don't think hype goes to zero. Like when things start trading below their listing lows, there are only two scenarios, right? It is either it's dead forever, which the way the fundamentals on hype look and stuff, I don't think so. Which tells me that there is good run due on it, similar to like ENA. Remember, so I've been telling people that to me this hype playbook is very similar to ENA. Like when initially ENA was launched and it ran, similar to hype running to 30-40 dollars. Everyone was super bullish on ENA and its funding arbitrage thing it used to do and stuff like that. And then it began to die, and everyone simply forgot about ENA, and then it ended up running back towards the highs, right? So that's what I think plays out on hype as well. And I think ENA was an airdrop coin as well, right? Let's see. Good like sell off and a buyback on BTC. All depends on this weekly open. So if you study past of recoveries on Monday, like if you have to retrace the entire Sunday and Monday sell off, then you just wait for weekly open reclaims. Like if we reclaim weekly opens, then most likely we push towards Friday close. So that's what I am personally targeting. Man, Fatcoin is like the best BTC beta ever existing in the market. Like Like, look at how the spaghetti on the fart coin goes with just a single bounce in BTC. Like, BTC is up 1.5%, and fart coin is like a 10x BTC beta, especially to the upside. Like, you want to be longing BTC, just long fart coin. We said sub, yeah, sub 0.2. I remember. I think you were even bidding 0.2, no? Whether it was you or someone else on the stream, but crazy bounce on BTC. Like, not that much on BTC, but Fartcoin is insane. We retesting weekly open. Let's see. Do you think it's possible we just never get a liquidation candle? Everyone is expecting that 1 giga fuck you candle. So, could be. Like, the point is, most of the times when you get that cascade candle in liquidation events, it's when the market is usually over leveraged, right? And when you look at most of the alts and the flow on majors, we are nowhere close to be calling the market being over leveraged or something. So you can say that probably there isn't much of open interest, excess open interest left in the market to give us such liquidation candles anymore. Now this is looking strong. Dominance is cooling off. PTC is pushing up. Sol spot buy is almost back to entry. But let's see. Want us to reclaim weekly open, and then we can start looking for positions. I'm assuming memes are the ones getting the strongest bounces, no? Right? Do you see any other bucket being strong? So yeah, it's not only Fartcoin, like in my meme spaghetti, I have Fartcoin being 12% up in the last 30 minutes. Smog being 8%, Bonk 7%, APU 7%. So I think memes are the ones giving the strongest bounces still. And I do believe that the next run up on the market, like the next relief on alts, would definitely be led by memes. It was memes all the time, the cycle. The only time when the mind share was taken out of memes and memes died was when dinos began to run, right? When stuff like XRP and Cardano and LTC these run. And now looking at how bad the dinos have started looking, like XRP breaking down from its accumulation range, I believe like next run up would be we getting rotation back into the memes. Bear market creates strong meme create bull markets, bull market create bad memes, bad memes create bear market. I did enjoy shit posting and memes a lot in bear markets. I've been doing that recently as well because when the sentiments are bad, that's like one of the good times to be having fun. Wait, Elon retweeted? How did I miss that? Yeah, he did. Is he calling out a bear market? What is this coin? Ergo, AERGO. It's just constantly up only with a good funding and flow. Yo, Pat, how you doing, brother? Just saw you being in the stream. Is there anyone stream scheduled right now? I think it's Moza's, right? Or not? Ah, yeah. So Moza's streaming right now. So I'll probably be ending. Few of the things to be looking at is before I go, this is a good looking bounce to be honest, especially like if these bounces sustain and we close 4 hours the way these 4 hours are looking right now. But at the same time, I'm really liking the way IP is looking at the bottom, right? Like range lows, consolidated, held recently well against rest of the alts. And now look at the coming 4 hour close on it. Might look for like a inverse head and shoulder long for it. So IP looks decent. Keep an eye on this. Range lows play. uh, but yeah, I think if these 4 hour, if this push up sustains by the next 4 hour close, there would be some really interesting setups forming on a lot of alts. But right now, before that 4 hour close, I would recommend to wait for this weekly open. If we do end up reclaiming above weekly open, I think we fill up this entire weekend gap. If we don't, then I wait for a push back towards the lows. So these are the two scenarios I'm still looking at. Uh, Ideally, you'd want weekly opens to be reclaimed if you are aiming for the weekend gap to be filled and the CME gap to be filled, right? So that's it from my side. Hope you will had a good time. Still, I would say like till we are done with CPI and PPI this Thursday and Friday, do not push too much on your intraday positions. And once I believe we are done with these macro events this week, and sooner or later these countries find a solution to this tariff war, we'd be resuming some good price action and things would be good to be trading again. But till then, just don't push too much. So yeah, have a good time. Take care. Talk to people soon. Allah Hafiz.